All right. Welcome, people, to the Judgment Day podcast, episode 2. Today we have Soccer Villa as a guest today on the show. So what are you saying, man? Chelsea fan, yeah?
Guess what? I've been a Chelsea fan, 23, 24 years now, if
Okay,
if I
okay.
put it that way. So, I was from the era of Jose Mourinho,
Of course.
and it's been a long ride, beautiful one. What can I say? I watched the team have an average of almost a trophy per year.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So,
Ah, Chelsea,
it's
Chelsea. Chelsea has been crazy, man. Since Abramovich came in, he just injected the guy just injected the super potion. Chelsea just started winning.
Yeah, Abramovich came with a dogged mindset, and then all of a sudden, a team that was, put between mid class and low class became the underdog story, a perfect story, and then became a headliner, perfect headliner, and then started winning trophies, and now part of like the top four. They have bragging rights and
That's
everything.
true.
Oh, and a team he bought 300 million was sold for
Yeah.
3 billion. So
Madness. Madness. That's like
that's over a thousand percent profit. Everybody
that's
would like that kind
insane.
of thing. So
Insane.
whatever he did to it in the span of 20 years is a business magic.
For sure.
So
For
in
sure.
the business of football, he made so much money. He made so much money.
And he
That's
gave a lot to the game too. He gave a lot to the game. It's not that he's not one of
oh
those owners
yeah.
that just came, made money and left. He
I
gave a lot to
mean,
the game.
at the time, I we knew just a few teams on our fingers that had their own private jets.
Yeah,
Chelsea had their own private jets. Players don't have to wait for like Emirates or Etihad and all that stuff to like have a free time for them to hop on the jet. Chelsea flew because
yeah.
he gave them one of his jets.
That's insane.
So
That's money, man.
Abramovich was, I would say, was just the more of the reason why I became a Chelsea fan in the first place. And
Wow.
the story has been over the years.
So what
And
what do you think during that Chelsea rebuild, right, with
Mhm.
Abramovich? Who do you
Mhm.
think were like? Who would you say were the pivotal players that Mourinho brought in?
Oh
To,
boy,
to say
oh boy.
three players that you say, okay, these three
Oh,
players
I'll
are the
I'll tell
key.
you a conversation I heard. So whilst he was selecting his team when he bought the team when Abramovich bought the team.
Yeah,
Last Moyer was trying to, go for especially a striker because it was very particular about who's going to be the striker. By then we didn't have people like Zola. Sorry, let me
yeah,
not keep up my camera. Zola was already out of the game at the time, right?
yeah,
It was just the end time of people like Good Johnson and Damian Duff.
yeah.
Don't
True,
want to,
true.
yeah. So I don't know if some of y'all like some new people might not remember what I
Oh, for sure.
what we
Good
said.
Johnson, Damian. Good Johnson went Barcelona after that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, 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 Good
Damian Duff, I know
Johnson.
Damian Duff now, number 11. Madness. That guy was a baller, man.
Yes,
Strong,
yes,
solid winger. Plus, like,
yes.
in a
It
couple
was
of
after
physical players
it
too.
was while Demendov moved away from Chelsea. That's when Ian Ruben came to
Came in.
replace.
Exactly. Exactly.
So you can see the timeline has been a long time. So
Yeah.
during that time, when Jose wanted an attacker, I heard that he put up Joba for it. And Abramovich was of the thought that, oh no, we need some star-studded player, you understand. But one thing was there, first of all, no star-studded player would want to play. And then the top teams were Manchester United, Arsenal. Chelsea was somewhere in the mix, but kind of
Yeah.
lost in the sauce. And probably the likes of maybe Newcastle too was a top team.
Yeah.
But when Chelsea, when this whole transformation wanted to start happening, uh, he'll be skeptical of players who probably are top boys and want to feature in like Champions League to want to play
Yeah.
for Chelsea.
True.
So at the end of the day, it all came down to okay, no, I'll bring in some African boy, and Drogba was not a 9-9. Drogba was playing every other place, supporting line. Drogba was sometimes a midfielder.
Yes.
and all that. So
Mhm.
Jobber was all around every other thing apart from being like, the proper nine. But Mario did the transformation. So in the time of when we was Jobber was one of the biggest things decisions he made. Jobber was one of the biggest decisions Mario made and during his moving to Chelsea. And let me tell you, Mario had just won the Champions League with FC Porto, where they had Quaresma at the
Yeah.
time.
Mhm.
And FC Porto played that final versus Lyon, and Lyon had Will Todd and a few other likes of people. These names I'm calling are like
Yeah, yeah.
long
Seriously,
gone.
this Will Todd later joined us now, right?
Yeah, after a
Yeah,
while,
joined us now. Yeah.
because at the time, the two big boys for French attack was not even Nicolas Anelka. It was Wiltord and Thierry
Thierry
Henry.
Henry. Trezeguet was there too. Trezeguet was in there.
Trezeguet was in the mix
Yeah,
because Trezeguet was play. Juve was a big club. Juve
for
was a
sure.
was a big club at the time.
Mhm.
So
That's
so
when around the time when Neved was winning Ballon d'Or.
exactly. We
Mhm.
had people like Neved. We had um Perlo too was a beast of a midfielder. Now we don't really have good midfielder. I mean, we have just have. I just feel like maybe in general, soccer has really washed down a little bit more because there's more of like PR and
Yeah.
fugazi and all that shit,
Mhm.
more than skills and passion and all
That's
that.
true. So besides
Because
Drogba, who are the other two players you say?
I
That,
think the decision of bringing in Lampard and JT
no, that's kind of scary though because it's a whole line through the
because
center. You have the
because
goalkeeper. You have
exactly
Lampard. I mean, you have the
Lampard.
goalkeeper. The defender was John Terry in the middle. You have
Yeah,
Lampard in the midfield.
Lampard is yes. So
Drogba
it
is
was
striker.
and Lampard and JT. I think they came from the same team at the time. Yeah,
Yes,
I think Cardiff City or something.
I think Lampard came from West Ham.
Yes,
Yeah,
sorry.
Lampard came from West Ham. Yeah,
So
because he was there with the Red Naps. They brought him
yeah,
through, and then he
exactly
joined
from Harry Redknapp. So,
Red Nap.
so
Yeah, then he
yeah,
joined. That's
so
his uncle, right? So yeah,
I
that's his
don't know
uncle.
how I
For
don't
real,
know
that's his
how
uncle.
I don't know how much I don't know how much, but
No,
I
no,
mean,
he's a talent for sure. We can't say
yeah,
Lampard is an all-time goal.
yeah,
It's still that
yeah.
he came through. His uncle put him on. There's no
No,
there's no issue with
Lampard.
that.
And something I've also heard about Lampard was I think somehow he's a nerd, but people don't know that about him.
I'm not
But
surprised. I'm not surprised.
very super intelligent guy. I heard it from a few people.
Mhm.
When I went to London, I was able to chill at his bar when I was watching Chelsea game.
Man, that's nice.
Yeah. So Lampard was one big change. JT was another big change. It was I mean, I watched somebody clear a ball that was coming towards someone's leg. They wanted to kick the ball. I watched someone use his head to clear a ball that someone wanted to kick. Like if the person had say, "Oh, okay, they don't catch themselves halfway, they would
Yeah,
have kicked John Terry's neck. John Terry was another kind of player.
yeah, yeah. Now, John Terry
Recently,
was on that
recently he
team.
made a video where
Mhm.
he was popping a bottle of wine. Cheers to the fact that nobody has still broken their record of 15 goals per
15.
season.
Oh, you see that record? Yeah, that record is not going anywhere, man. That record of 15 goals a season for Chelsea is one of the most unbreakable records in football. I think Pele's goals, even the ones that Pele decide that he's going to count that are not his real goals, yeah, somebody will
Yeah,
break that record before anybody breaks that Chelsea's record of 15 goals.
yeah, yeah,
Because that
yeah.
defense, yeah, I think it was the defense of Cavallo and John Terry,
You
brother.
had
That was one of
Cavallo,
the
John
most
Terry.
balanced defense in the
We
league.
also had Alex.
Yeah. Oh, was
So
Alex on that team?
uh,
Didn't Alex come a little bit after that time?
Alex was in the mix. Alex was also not a full timer. Like Chelsea's defense has so much depth. We
Yeah.
can
True.
we can give out defenders for free.
Maybe Busingwa was on that team, right?
Bosingwa, Bosingwa came much later, but Bosingwa was more of like a midfielder. If I start being correct there.
I see. I see.
Yeah, Bosinga came much later. Then you
We
had
had
people like
Del
Makaleli.
Horno. Makelele was there. I'm just looking at it right now.
Makaleli.
Carvalho. Yeah,
Makale,
Makelele was
I
there.
don't need to even look at anything. These are people I
Galas.
sat out to
Yeah,
watch.
Galas was there.
These are people I sat out to watch. Like, I
Yeah.
really don't need to look at anything right now for real. Like, I watch these people, and when I saw that tackle
Hmm.
where John Terry cleared a ball from someone that wanted to shoot the ball. Nah, that was another level of passion because I mean, what does it take? One kick, and back then football was a little bit physical.
Yeah.
They wouldn't blow for just anything. Like, you see what they did to said check, and it was wearing.
Oh my God. That was
It
the
was
what team was he reading that did that to him? The team. Reading. It
yes,
was reading, right?
yes, yeah.
Man, that back then the teams they were coming up from the championship, yeah. The kind of
No,
football they
no,
were
no. They
playing
had no joy.
was supposed to be illegal, man.
The
The league,
underdog story in that generation was a very big, how would I put it, headline.
yeah.
So if you're coming from a championship, they see you. There's this team back then. Everybody knew they were very almost fatal. They would they would really.
Was it Stoke? Hall?
Oh, I
Stoke
really
Hall.
get.
Reading was playing some struggling football, man. Those guys
Yeah.
were ready to injure somebody that season that they
Exactly.
did that to check.
They
Man,
had this mindset of if you pull up too much skills around them.
that was Stoke City.
Yeah.
Shawcross. Shawcross, the captain. Man, those guys were playing like the what's it called?
Yeah.
Manslaughter football, man. That was crazy.
Exactly. If you just play some beautiful kind, they cut you off from the whole game. Just take a red card and call it a day. That's how they play their soccer. So over time, let's go back to it. Those are the few people he bought, and I wouldn't disrespect the person of Makaleli. Makaleli was a huge force because Makaleli, like the Chelsea he birthed,
Mhm.
is the Chelsea that has been the standard.
True.
Everything you see, all these people, all these millions over the world say, "Oh, Chelsea fans, Chelsea fans." I'm telling you, they are all like descendants of whatever Jose did.
That's true. So
All these people shouting about Chelsea, it's just almost like descend, especially from like whatever anybody from like 20 years downwards.
yeah, that's
It's
true.
all about Jose did because that's
Jose
what
set the foundation for Chelsea for the future of Chelsea for sure.
Jesus.
Even
It
the style of
was
play that Chelsea wins
the
with,
style of play of
what Chelsea is
Chelsea
known for
has not
is
even
more.
tried to even because Chelsea would almost always have some black player
Yeah,
as a DMF.
yeah, that's true. It's
Now
always
it's
a black defensive midfielder. That's true. Chelsea have a history of black
now
defensive
it's
midfielders.
Caicedo
Yeah, from Makelele, they got
to Essien
Essien, Ramirez.
to Ramirez.
Now it's Caicedo. Before that, who was before Caicedo?
Before Caicedo,
It was Mikel Obi.
it was Mikel Obi. The only white boy that even tried to play DMF was Gallagher,
Oh,
probably.
Gallagher played DM. But Gallagher is
Yeah,
more of an eight. He's not really like a defensive midfielder.
he was also like falling back. They can alter
He's a
him
double
because
pivot.
he was very strong.
Yeah,
But that was just to tell you that Chelsea already signed it in their heart after that time. That it seems like we just we'll keep on our DFS like it's gotta be like this black. Seems like there's something exceptional about black dudes running out DMF. I'm
That's
telling
why
you.
I'm surprised they haven't bought Ballet Baez, man. I'm surprised Chelsea haven't bought Ballet Baez.
Exactly.
Because Chelsea,
Exactly.
Chelsea cannot take their eyes off a good black DM. That's their focus.
Exactly. They pay almost everything. I mean, just imagine Casedo 120 something, 120 million or something, like the biggest buy.
True.
Because it's more like a culture now. We
Like,
need a
we need
black.
to have
We
that.
need whether it's a prospect, bro. If you're a black boy, I would just say, guy, just probably learn how to be a DM or DMF or something because Chelsea will buy
Chelsea
you.
will find you.
If
See, and they already lined up Andre Santos. It's like,
not
it's
for
like
injury,
yeah,
I was even of the mindset that Enzo wouldn't have been looking for anything, or James wouldn't have been used as a DMF or something like that. If not for injury, it would have
man.
been He would have been this boy.
By the way, talk about James. By the way, what do you
Yeah.
like that guy, man? Let me tell you this here about James here. You see,
Mm,
Rich James here. I
mm.
respect that guy so much. That guy to me is the most complete footballer nowadays in football. Rich James reminds me of Ruth Gillett. Rich James can do everything on the football pitch. He can play every position on the football pitch. If I see Rich James starting at left back, I won't be surprised. If I see him starting at right back, I will expect a good performance from him.
Oh,
Winger, anywhere, his skill set, attacking, defending is just on a different level, man. Rich James he's so special, man. He's so special.
if with James also reminds me of someone like Marcos Alonso. Why? Because you know that this is a defender, but this boy just operates anyhow.
Yeah.
He can score goals for like this is just with James is. I mean, he's playing soccer at the same time his sister. I don't know what else to expect, but I know a lot of people have compared him with a lot of like witty washy one season kind of people. And so sorry that he's got into injuries that try to slow him down a little bit.
Yeah.
This is a different kind of shoe on its own. His confidence does not speak with his age. He moves the ball around how he wants to move the ball around.
100%.
Now I think at some point I'd say Caicedo moves the ball like Chris James, where they move the ball and they guard the ball so much that it's either you get penalized from taking the ball away from them,
Yeah.
or you just let them to move with the ball. They don't play too much super, and with James' accuracy to his shots is crazy. That great shot accuracy.
Rich James is very good, like even
Yeah,
in the final third action. So like, but
exactly. He has
what
scored
separates
from
him from
corner kick.
Caicedo? Yeah, that's
He has
true.
scored from corner kick.
What separates him from Caicedo, I think, is his technique. Caicedo is a good footballer. Don't get me wrong, but he's not
Yeah.
as refined as Rich James.
No,
Rich
no,
James,
no. It take
Rich
him
James,
it take him a lot of years. So you know how long James has been playing senior football.
no, yeah, but
Caicedo just came.
But in football, there's this thing like technical ability and your technical ceiling gets determined very early. So by like 14, you can clearly see what a player's technical ceiling can be. So Caicedo's technical ceiling will never be above the Reece James's technical ceiling. It's just like no matter how good Bukayo Saka is, no matter how much he practices, his technical ceiling will never get to the level of Lamine Yamal, for example, because they just formed their football formed differently when they were younger, and because of that,
now I see what you're saying.
Higher technical ceiling. So that is why Caicedo has like a lower technical ceiling than Reece James. Reece James is just his passing, the way he strikes the ball, the technique is just on a different level from this.
Okay, now with what you're saying makes sense because if you watch the way, forget about now that Palmer came back from injury and is still like just like every other person will be struggling to get back on their feet. Yeah. If you watch the Palmer when he first just moved into Chelsea, he's just playing.
Yeah.
He's not under any kind of Durex, regardless of who he's playing against.
100%.
And that is the kind
his technique, different level too. Like he's another player that like he's the kind of player. I was saying this the other day. I was making this comparison here. You see Mo Salah, Mo Salah is a great player, right? One of the greatest players in the history of football.
Oh boy.
Greatest African player of all time.
Oh boy. Nine season first goal. 9 season first goal.
To me, it's not because I like footballers in a different way. To me, it's not. But Mo Salah, when I compare him to like what's his name? To when I compare Mo Salah to Cole Palmer, the way I see the comparison is that Mo Salah doesn't have the technical ability to decide to do whatever he wants to do in a game. Cole Palmer can pick up the ball at any point in the game and win you the game. Anyway, he can get the assists, he can get the goals, he can get like the pre-assists, he can like Salah, don't get me wrong, Salah's productivity is second to none in the history of the Premier League. When it comes to productivity over a long period of time, Mo Salah's productivity is second to none. But his technical ability doesn't let him get to that echelon of player. Not like he's not a greater player than Cole Palmer, but
no, he's a greater player because I mean he has been tested by time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he's a greater player, but like Kopama has that tech that allows a footballer to determine how the game goes. Salah cannot determine how the game goes. Kopama can determine how a game goes.
Salah needs a helping hand. That's why
100%.
that's why his time when he was like the king of Egypt kind of Salah was when he was doing the trial, Firmino Salah Mane.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because they knew how to. At some point, Firmino plays like what 8. Firmino was the only 9 that plays 8.
That's true. He was playing with 10. He was playing in 10. He was playing back in the used him in midfield.
Yeah, he will always come back, hustle the ball, and try to put it to the right wing so that Salah
Oh,
can
for
do
sure.
it. So
For sure.
Salah was more hedging on finishing as a winger. He was Kopama would build you the game like JJ. He just build you the game. He just build you the game. Game might just be slow and he decide to speed it up one time.
Like Mo Salah, yeah. Like when I look at Mo Salah and I look at Brian Mbomo, there's a reason why they are both very similar. These players, yeah, they are wide players technically, but they are inside forwards, right? They don't have the technical ability to play like the likes of Cole Palmer, because Cole Palmer, for example, for Mo Salah and Mbomo, right? You need to give them the ball in the final third for them to be effective. Like you need to get them the ball in their stride in their areas.
Yeah,
Cole Palmer can get the ball from any part of the pitch
and move with it.
That wins you the game.
Yeah, that's because
just a different type of footballer.
Yeah, that's why. That's because he's playing more. He's giving them the midfielder kind of. He reads the game. There's one game we played. I think that was one time when Kopama just returned. I can't remember this exact game. I think he scored one goal and he assisted one. He came from the bench.
Yeah. I mean, he recently just came back and scored a hat-trick. So
yeah, he did the assist before the assist. And I don't know if many people saw this, but this is what happened in the game. So someone had the ball. I'll walk you through it. It was this dude. Don't really rate him, but I don't have a choice. Our defender, the one that was injured for a long time, Fofana.
Yeah.
Fofana was with the ball, and Kopama was throwing his hands towards Japedro. And then throwing his hand literally like towards Japedro. So when he did it first time, Fofana was still moving, advancing from the defense, slowly advancing. Then Japedro was keeping the line, just waiting. It's more like they were waiting for a trigger. Then Kopama made a move to go wide. Once he went wide, in that millisecond, once he went wide, Fofana gave it to Kopama. Once Fofana gave that pass to Kopama, as the pass was getting to Kopama, Japedro was running, so the line followed him. So Kopama just opened his hands, and like the kind of football that this dude used to do, Tony Cruz. Yeah, he just threw his hand and he gives it a pass that place. Like,
let you know where you're going.
Just give him the pass. Japedro just called the guy. I was like, oh boy.
Like
this boy just did it like he was orchestrating music.
See what happened? They didn't play him, but whenever they bring him on, bang, he's scoring. Like
he
doesn't need to warm up. That's the thing. That's the thing about footballers. Yeah, footballers with great technique. I would defend this to the
like Hazard.
Technique is the most important thing in football. I don't care how strong you are. I don't care how pacey you are. I don't care how I don't know your ball striking is. Your overall football, like football control of the football is the most important skill in football. When you know how to control the ball, everything follows. So
like
when you see great players that are technically gifted, Ronaldinho's of the world, Neymar's of the world, Cole Palmer, these are players that are technically gifted. The first thing you notice is their ball control. Their ability to manipulate the ball is just on a different level from everyone else. And once they have that ability, it makes the game easier because it now looks like they have more time on the ball. It looks like nothing is rushed. It looks like they are calm. It looks like now they dictate the pace of the game. They dictate the pace of the dribble. They dictate the pace of the pass, the pace of the shots. Everything is played according to their own rhythm.
Yes,
Silva is like that. Bernardo Silva has that ability. Amad Diallo at Man United has that ability.
Diallo. Yes,
and it's special. It's a very special ability.
Yes. I mean, when you talk about those technical, those technical players that there are some that has gone through Chelsea like Hazard, but technicality is like you said is more important because that's what Spanish teams use a lot.
Yep.
Spanish teams go for like Fabregas. I was watching Fabregas one time. So that's what would make Spanish teams buy you so easy
Yeah.
because Spanish teams believe on he called it your um football IQ. That's what he called it.
Nah, for sure, for sure. When you watch Spain play, they play differently from England. You know, English teams is just smash and grab football.
Yeah.
Spanish football is a little bit more organized. It's a little
Yeah.
bit more organized. There's a
Yeah.
little bit more rhythm to the game. There's
Mm.
a passing, there's a movement, there's a ball movement, the body movement, the player movement. Everything is about movement. It's
You can,
like,
yeah, exactly. You can see some people who are slow right now, and then
yeah,
everyone is like, okay, we're just slow passing the ball around.
yeah,
And someone, Nico Williams, just made a wide move. And then everyone is chasing down towards Nico Williams. Nico Williams brings it back, and everyone's just, by the time all this chasing is happening, they are burning you guys out, though.
true.
And then one fast move might just happen from either Nico or Yamima. Boom, 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 boom,
Mhm.
boom, before you can retrace yourself back.
It's gone.
Yes. So they just come, do all these things, move you around, move you around, move you around, move you around, see how much they can wear the shit out of you. And then they make one fast move. That's one thing he
That's
was
true.
watching that is very common with Spain kind of movement.
They try to move the ball from around in your final third and find spaces that you leave when you're not closing them down quickly. That's how they play. And it's like they have players in between the lines that are very comfortable on the football. Everywhere on the pitch, not just in between the lines, even on the wing.
They decide to have fastest wingers as possible. Nico is
But
fast.
Nico is like the first really pacey Spanish winger. Like Spanish wingers are not really pacey like that.
They were not really pacey, but
Maybe Pedro.
would you say the same of
Pedro
David
was more
Villa?
was a forward. Was a forward.
No,
I'll
would
say.
you say the
I wouldn't
same
say
of David Villa? David Villa was fast.
he was pacey, but he wasn't fast.
But Nico is like he's flying and floating.
Yeah, nah,
Dude,
Nico Williams is quick, very quick.
yeah, very quick and he has quick feet too. Like do some.
Yes. No, he's good. He's a decent player. He's a
But
decent.
I always have this curiosity of this question.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Don't you think Man U needs to buy Mason Greenwood?
I'll give you my opinion. I'll give you my opinion on Greenwood. This is my real opinion on Greenwood.
Yeah.
I think if he comes to England, we should sign him. I don't support what he did if he actually did what he did. Whatever
Yeah.
he did, I don't support it. But he's not convicted yet. So
So
who am I to use my court of public opinion to judge the guy? You
you
understand?
know,
I don't know
I'm writing
the
off.
pieces of his relationship. What he did, the way he came out, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. I will say that straight away. It doesn't look good. However, the court and his girlfriend, I don't know if they're married now, but I know they have a child together, and it seems like they've moved on from the situation. So who am I to hold back grudges from somebody that has moved on from his own situation? My
Mhm.
thoughts on Man United signing Greenwood is that, see, I don't think as a club we should go back and do it. Right? I don't think we should go back and sign him because he has already left the club. And the circumstances under which he left the club were not good circumstances. Bringing him in is going to cause a distraction that we don't need now in this process. But at the same time, I can acknowledge the fact that Mason Greenwood is arguably top 5 most talented forward in the world right now. His talent is on a different level. Nobody can argue that. He's one of the top scorers in this
I
league.
wish Chelsea can buy Mason Greenwood, I'll be honest.
See, honestly, if there's any team in the
Yeah.
Premier League that can go and do that, is Chelsea, because Chelsea is just that kind of team that Chelsea don't give a damn. They don't care about public opinion. People are gonna talk. They'll just do what they do. That's how Chelsea move.
Nah, if there is a team that if there is I've said it before. I just said it as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
The Greenwood needs to come back to Premier League because boy is just doing. It's like the league where he is like too easy for him.
Yep.
Or he's just doing his thing, and I don't know if he's going to ever come back to England or whatever. I don't know if it's, it will ever happen and all that stuff. But I'm sure the whole world has moved on with their
Yeah.
lives. I'm
I don't
sure.
think I don't think he'll ever play in England again, if you ask me.
I
I don't think.
think I think with the right figure, he's gonna come.
But man, that first game, man, the fans are gonna be all over him. That first game, whatever that first game, he's
Messi
gonna have like
Greenwood, Messi Greenwood will rise to the occasion. I don't
it's gonna
think
be
he'll
like
be
when Kevin
right.
Durant went back to Oklahoma City. I don't know if you watch basketball, but
I watch basketball, but I don't know particularly what it feels like when Kevin Durant get back to Oklahoma.
bro, it was like that was one of the most challenging games of KD's career. I swear, it must have been because when KD came back to OKC, man, when he came back to OKC, it was insane. The stadium, the fans, they were so much against him. So that's what it's going to look like for Mason Greenwood when he comes back to the Premier League, if he comes
Well,
back to the Premier League.
I know he needs that challenge. I know he needs that challenge, but great
But
player.
he has the mentality to deal with it. I'll tell you that. I think he has the mentality to
Oh,
deal with it because Mason
oh,
Greenwood is a madman, bro. He's a
yeah.
madman,
No,
and we've seen the good side, we've seen
I
the
can
bad
see
side,
him
but
that
he's a
he's a
madman.
tough guy mentally.
Yeah,
He's a tough guy
tough guy.
mentally. Yeah, I can see that Missing Green was actually a tough guy mentally too. So
So
I'm not even like moved by the fact that if he's going to be able to
deal with it.
stabilize,
Oh yeah,
if he's got a team that actually backs him up for real, and they're straight up with whatever they want him to do. You're here to do business. You're here to give us goals and all. Uh, he'll do it.
and the funny thing is that football fans are so fickle, right? Football fans are so fickle that once Mason Greenwood comes back to the Premier League, be it Man United, Chelsea, whoever, they're gonna go against him at first for the first few games. But once he starts scoring, once he scores like 5 goals, everybody will just put their shoulder backwards and relax. That's
The
it.
whole
But
world is going
if he
to.
doesn't score, that will be insane because he has to come back and continue scoring. But once he comes back and he scores, he
Yeah.
starts scoring consistently. People will just forget everything we do. You know,
There,
consign
there,
anybody again.
there is another struggle I'm having. I would want to say that
Mhm.
I kind of like, and I was skeptical about like the Ganacho by. He's laughing.
Oh, my, rich laugh, oh, rich laugh, my guy, rich laugh. He say he's skeptical about the Garnacho buy, which how any reasonable human being in this world that is a fan of their club and love their club feel when they hear that their club is supposed to sign Garnacho. Of course, that guy, in terms of we were talking about technique and controlling the football earlier. Yeah, you see
Yeah.
Garnacho here, he's the worst in the Premier League. Maybe not because Ugarte is still in the Premier League. It's between him and Manuel Ugarte. Both of them, yeah. Whenever you pass them the ball, it looks like they're fighting the football, man. It looks like they're fighting the football. The ball is bouncing off their shin, bouncing off their knees. It's insane. It's nasty to watch Garnacho. At least Ugarte is a midfielder, yeah. He doesn't have to run out players and try to do something. But you have to sit down all game as a Chelsea fan and watch Garnacho dribble himself, run the ball out of bound, kick the ball, heavy first touch. You guys have to sit through that, missing one-on-one, missing clear-cut chances. Chelsea fans will have to sit through that and pretend like they like it.
I don't know. It's a very big mixed feeling. I mean, when it happened, it's like, oh shit, they signed someone without my consent. That's how I felt.
It's like
I was like, oh my god. I almost felt like I had to share, like you had to call me on the phone before you
yeah,
signed.
man.
Because I was like,
Yeah, I can imagine the betrayal you
oh, we
felt.
didn't do, but I was like, well, that's it. I mean, what can I say? Yeah,
It's
let's
like when
see.
Arsenal fans when they signed Madueke. It's the same
Oh, I
Madueke.
was laughing, bro. Hey, Madueke, if he sees this, man, see, we from probably the same place. No hate, really love you, but Madueke has a long way to do with growth. I don't know. I don't know if it's what he does during his training. I don't know if it's the style of how he wants to play. I don't know who he's watching. I know he might have desire because at some point it seemed like, but it's not there. It's not just there.
You
Some
see,
days it will. There's some days it will shine.
yeah,
And inconsistency is not what you want to do with top teams.
that's true.
Because once one person is consistent, the coach is ready to move the formation around and haul your ass out of of
100%, 100%. Let me tell you this. This is what I think about Madueke. Yeah. This is what I think.
Yeah.
My honest opinion on Noni Madueke is that Noni Madueke thinks that he's better than what he is. That is his issue. He's the kind of player that he thinks that he doesn't understand the kind of player he is. He doesn't understand what he's good at. So that is why you see him trying some things sometimes that he's not good at. If Madueke can learn to stick to what he's good at, yeah, it's always easy for Madueke to beat his man. Beating
That
his
that
man is not a
that
problem.
that
But
that's a good
he
point.
gets into the final areas. He gets into the final areas, and then he begins to try things that he doesn't know how to do. He begins to try things that he doesn't know how to complete.
That he has not
Skills that he's not
perfected.
confident. Yeah, things that he's not confident with. So that way he loses the ball and he looks very shaky in the final third. That
And
is
you
his
know, and you know, like we say, your stage is not where you do your practice.
100%.
Your stage is not where you do your practice. And
Yeah,
when you're out there playing and lights on and cameras on,
that's true.
you're supposed to be. That's why I do. You hear things saying that you dare the comment should be like, um uh, when they score a goal, most times from maybe like free kicks, and they'll be like, oh, this looks like something they do in training, because your stage is where you come to perform and outperform. So
100%.
what you said actually made sense, because there are some things you just are like, oh boy, what part of your head is it? Video games that was telling you that this shit is gonna
Man,
work.
Mandem is the Mandem FC, Mandem FC. It's a headband. The headband is covering some of the brain cells. So it's, the brain cells are not brain selling. So that's what's affecting Madueke is the headband, man. Sometimes the
uh,
headband just gets in the way of the thoughts.
when they so
He
when they
can't help
so
it.
when they like two people have actually called out of Chelsea, and I was happy when they left. It was Hudson Odoi and Madueke. Why? Because they were very similar. They were giving me this high school kids kind of energy when they play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not put together. All over the place. I haven't made a decision of what I want to do yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you hold the ball, like JJ said, when you hold the ball, there's at least three options that you have every single time when you hold the ball. You're only a good player because you always make, and two out of those three, he said it, two out of those three, they'll be very, very. I know you have not heard this one before. So I'm saying it out for JJ, so that people, it doesn't feel like, oh, it was me that said it. No, it was
Mm-hmm.
JJ. There'll be very few times when it will be one out of three opportunity, three options that'll be right. Most
Yeah.
times, out of that three, there'll be two that'll be correct. Your capacity to always pick the better one. Most times, you can't always pick the best one, because this happens in like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Football IQ thing. It happens in like 3 seconds, right? You're in a
Yeah.
situation, probably 1-on-1 v1, probably 2v4, probably 3v this, whatever this situation is. It might be three in number, it might be four in number, but the scenario of who has run with the ball forward changed everything. You understand?
Yeah.
You now have your options. Should I square play, or I should just be a solo dude and just, these are your options, right? So when these options come, two out of three most times are going to be correct. He now said, good players or better players or star players, like whatever you call them,
Mm-hmm.
they always have the capacity to pick the best one or two out of it.
That's true.
So your capacity to always think on your feet. So if you run in and you cut in, and you cut in, and you know how to cut in, and Madueke, most times I would say he knows how to cut in.
Yeah.
Don't try to shoot from those tiny spaces.
True. And
Square,
and
square
that's
play.
that's the thing about footballers, yeah. You see decision making, yeah. It's the hardest thing to learn the older you get in football. It's one of the hardest. Technique and decision making.
Hmm.
Ball, let me not say technique, ball control and decision making.
They
They are the
deleted
two
that
things that
thing from. They
they
deleted
have a
it from
ceiling
Victor
very
Jackson from Jackson from Jackson.
bro. They have a ceiling very early in your career. That is why, yeah, when I look at young players, the first thing I look at is not their skill or their tech or their ability. I look at their technique, and then I look at their decision making, because a
Hmm.
player can have good abilities, but his decision making is off. Garnacho is an example. He doesn't have good
Hmm.
abilities. Don't get me wrong. I don't think Garnacho has good abilities, but his decision making is so off that you cannot forgive that. You cannot overlook it. You understand? His decision making is one of the worst in the Premier League. When he's supposed to pass, he will shoot. When he's supposed to shoot, he will pass. When he's supposed to dribble, he will stop. He will turn back and pass back. Like he does the wrong thing almost every time.
What are you gonna say about Nicolas Jackson then?
No, no. See, Jackson here, you can see here. The reason why Jackson plays the way he plays is because Jackson is a winger that plays as a striker.
Yeah,
Jackson, when Chelsea bought Jackson from Villarreal, Jackson wasn't a striker.
he was a
Jackson was a
winger.
winger.
Yes.
So you're playing him as a striker. He's not going to have striker instinct, striker control, striker ability to play between the lines and with back to goal. If you demand that of Jackson, he will never give you that. He can try to learn it, but it's too late in your career to develop the fundamentals of those aspects of your game. So that is
Okay.
why he cannot give you that.
Okay. If you want to put it that way, okay, I buy that idea. I buy the idea that okay, he can't give you that, but that's not what you're looking for when you have a 1v1 with the keeper.
It's different. He never started. I mean, finishing can be improved. Yeah, see, don't get me wrong, finishing can be improved, but the fact that he started as a winger, yeah, excuses him a lot.
I know. See, I'm telling you, if you give, I can see, I can bet on this. If I give or the opportunities they gave to Jackson, to Marcos Alonso as a defender, Marcos Alonso will convert more than Jackson.
First of all, I don't think so. You know why? I don't think Marcos Alonso can get into the areas that Jackson gets into. He doesn't have the pace. He doesn't have the football IQ, the attacking football IQ. It's different when
It's
you're an
the finishing
attacker.
I'm talking about. I'm not
Yeah,
talking
that's what I'm
about.
saying. Finishing is about like in football. So when I used to play ball, I used to play as a striker. So
Mm,
finishing is instinct. Finishing is
mm,
not your ability to strike the ball or where you put the ball. The number one thing about finishing is instinct. Because that moment where you raise your head up and you see the goalkeeper, the first thing that comes into your mind, that is where you know who is a good finisher and who is a poor finisher. You have to have that first before you're able to execute. If you have that in your mind and you're poor at executing, you can learn how to execute. But if you
mm.
don't have that finishing instinct, you can never be a good finisher. And as a footballer, that is something you build from very young. Jackson started off on the left hand side. For example, listen to this
Mhm,
here. Chukwueze is in the Premier League right now. He's a midfielder. He used to play for Villarreal also,
mhm,
just like Jackson used to play for Villarreal. If you put Chukwueze as a striker right now in football, he will never be a good finisher because his ability to finish, he hasn't built the like raw materials of a finisher to create that instinct of finishers for a long enough time. That is why Jackson, in my opinion, will never be a great finisher. Chelsea cannot, like, for him, he scored like 15 goals a season. That is great output, and he wasn't taking penalties. For a striker, that is great output in the Premier League. He has done so well. Me, I never criticize Jackson as a striker. I'm one of the people that, even if he's poor, he's one of the best strikers in the world, whether you like it or not, because of his numbers. If you're putting up 15 goals consistently in the Premier League season after season, I'm sorry. Like, that's a serious output, bro. That is
Jackson
serious
had one.
output.
Jackson had one season where he missed 14 1v1s.
Listen, listen. He's not gonna be a
I'm
great
not.
finisher.
I'm not kidding. Either 14 or 11.
He's not gonna be a great finisher. He's not gonna be a great finisher. But even
Bro,
the greatest finishers, yeah,
I
they miss
almost
the most
passed
big
out
chances.
because I couldn't believe that somebody can put together 11 goals or 14 goals. I'd miss it in Premier League.
but yeah, you can excuse Jackson, but because even the greatest finishers, yeah, they
Mm.
miss the most big chances. If you look, Erling Haaland and Mo Salah probably miss the most big chances in the Premier League every season. If you go to La Liga, it's probably Lewandowski. Even his days at Bayern, he missed the most big chances also.
See,
Strikers that score a lot of goals miss the most big
say,
chances.
wait. They miss big chances. I'm not talking about one event of one goal that everybody will be like, oh, everybody can score this goal.
Yeah,
Bro, I know what I'm telling you now.
I
Nicola
know.
Jackson ran with the ball after that was just way past the center
Mhm.
somehow for some reason. but he was onside. Oh, that boy, he can stay onside, do everything he can mark. I love that boy for marking. But once I see him with the ball, I go keep on happy.
Yeah, yeah, it's different when he's with the ball. It's different. It's different.
Once I see him, but that's what I'm telling you that
One on
the
one.
opportunities he had. I'm telling 1v1 there. If you I wish I could see.
But
There was this
his
season.
movement gets him those opportunities. Though. Other strikers
No,
may not get
I
those
did you
opportunities.
see me? This is
Yeah.
movement. No, I not this any movement too. I'm a striker. You know how many goals I scored?
Yeah.
Only high school alone, I was the highest goal scorer at my time.
Oh yeah, I remember you,
Uh,
man. I remember you. 100%.
and so I remember the one we played with our seniors that they, after that time they don't want to play ball with. Okay. Yeah, but if you
Yeah.
have that opportunity, because my dad was a coach, if you
Yeah.
had that amount of opportunities and you're missing, oh boy, I was like, if I was a, I used to say that I say if I was a coach, man, I'll just put one keeper, one third or youth keeper. I'll say Nicola Jackson for like the next 3 days before the game day. Just look at the poster, be targeting, give me 500 shots within 3 days. Just keep giving it. I'm telling
What are you saying about Chelsea this season? Yeah, it seems like it's always a situation where something
you.
happens and something just always keeps dragging Chelsea back when they're supposed to go forward.
Business wise, Chelsea is doing well, but with stability, Chelsea is doing very poorly. Chelsea, like I said, in 24 years, we have not had that instability that has lasted for like 5 years. We've had
Yeah.
a long draw of instability. It's not, I can't say it's in our style since I didn't grow up watching that type of style. Probably maybe people who are older be like, oh, yeah, I can't say it's our style. So I don't really like the culture of flipping managers. Mm. I'm not a fan of it.
But that's Chelsea culture. That's Chelsea culture.
Oh,
That's just flipping managers is Chelsea
Abramovich
culture.
flips managers when you're not giving results,
Yes.
and you always see it coming. It's not out of hate. It's not out of because Abramovich's time was super clean. First of all, at that time of soccer was a different dispensation where your manager is your coach, is like your father.
Yeah.
They'll tell you Jose said at the beginning of the season everybody should look clean with a new haircut and everything.
Hmm.
That's the standard. You see Makalelu go and barb his low cut, fresh, everybody be fresh like high school boys, ready to play, so completely ready to play ball. It's like
Hmm.
he will just tell you his thing like as a father, then everybody's deploying themselves, putting themselves to good use. That was how he was doing. That
Yeah.
was how he was doing. Now, moving forward over time, now you can see players who would probably play poorly so that they can kick the manager out.
True. I mean, people. Yeah. Sometimes players are down in tools nowadays where they start playing
It
poorly.
was a new
Teams start
culture,
playing.
yeah, yeah. It was a
Yeah.
new culture where they feel like, oh, I think this our new boss is telling us to do too much. Well,
But Chelsea have always been running through managers. So there was a period where it was a madness. It was like um
under Ibrahimovic, it wasn't that bad.
Ancelotti, Mourinho with
It
the
wasn't really
Moutinho,
that bad. It wasn't really that bad under Abramovich, I promise you. When it started becoming where the
Gus Hiddink, Kevin Grant, bro. All
yeah,
these guys coach Chelsea.
wait, I'll give you some backstory behind because Abramovich was very involved in Chelsea until a certain time when he started having issues
Hmm.
with the UK government. I don't know why. They stopped him from leaving there. They told him to show up only when there are games and go back. There were too many steep. So Maria, for some reason, was in charge of most of the things. She was director of sports and all those things.
Yeah.
Maria was in charge. Who doesn't know Maria? You know, and then before you know, it's not about the player that the coach wants to buy. It's about because this is Abramovich style. Tell me what you want. When I give it to you, make sure you deliver for me.
100%. Abramovich
Tell me what you want.
big
When I
demand,
give it
but
to you, deliver for
he
me.
backs the demands. He backs it with currency, man. So
Mikel said once you see a yellow helicopter in training ground, know that your coach is gone.
yeah, 100%.
So if in that light, I don't think he was micromanaging anybody as compared to what is happening now.
Yeah.
You don't give them what they want. You still want them to work with maybe a certain people, almost like you're giving them the tools of which they should work with for them to give you success.
Yep.
Wild. But if you come and say, "Oh, I need A, B, C, D," and I give you A, B, C, D, and you don't, I can tell you, okay, you know what? I can see you're incompetent. That's a different ball game.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't give people what they want. You guys are not towards that heading that way, and that's been like the flipping. Like this last Baraska, I don't even know what was happening. Before I know, I was hearing he was in touch with a few clubs. I don't even understand. So the whole Chelsea instability is a little bit concerning. Business wise, it's good because
Mm-hmm.
Blueco owns the other team where our current coach is coming from, and that one is doing well. Yeah.
Where do you think you finish this season? Where do you think you finish this season based on the way things are going? You you
Yeah, if
you
we
you
are
believe the last
lucky,
game.
I'll be honest. If we are lucky, it'll be like fourth or fifth. If
You
we're
don't think
lucky,
you can get? You don't think you can get third?
who's
You don't
going to
think Chelsea is
who's
good
going to
enough to
drop?
put up a
Who's,
run at the end
who's
of the
going
season? Like,
who's going to drop for the third?
to be honest,
Mind you,
I've predicted that Villa will
mind you
drop.
is on steroids right now.
Yeah. We're cooking. We're absolutely smashing people right now. We're not
Yes,
joking.
mind you is on steroids right now. Arsenal is like a.
No, Arsenal are
It
winning the
seems
league.
like if we
I've
don't
accepted my fate. We'll
if
fight.
we if we
I've
don't
got
carry this cup, we should just close this club
bro.
because
See, honestly, yeah, I'm thinking Man City can make it run because see, Man City. I watched the game against Fulham today. They smoked Fulham. First half, the game was over. They started taking
yeah.
off Haaland. They took off second half. I'm looking at the Man City subs. They're bringing off Haaland. They're bringing off Mamouche. They're bringing off Haaland. Bringing off Mamouche. They're bringing off like all the top players. They took off Rodri in like the 62nd or something minutes and brought on Nico Gonzalez. It's like the game was over already. And Fulham is a good team. We played Fulham recently, right? Man United played Fulham recently. They gave us a tough game and we beat City. But City looks like they're better now because their players are coming back. McGahey is looking like he's settling down. Semenyo is just bagging goals and getting assists every time. You understand? They can put together a run.
See,
We
that's
know,
the
we
menu
know
that they bought.
they have the winning mentality. Yeah, we know City have the winning mentality, and now they have the quality. The defense, if they can keep Ruben Diaz healthy with McGahey, their midfield is settled. Rodri is back. Nico Gonzalez is back. Foden is here. Czech is here. Reinders is there. They're always gonna get productivity. Doku is going to come back very
That
soon.
was that boy.
Semenyo is there. You understand? Doku will come back very soon now, and Semenyo is still there. And moving forward in the attack, they have Haaland. Mamouche is healthy again now. So the depth they have also is going to carry them a long way. And it's quality depth. It's not just any depth. They have more quality in their depth than Arsenal does. Arsenal, they don't have the quality that City have. Arsenal, they just have a better depth.
looking at Arsenal is instead of Arsenal to lose a game, they probably will just buy the ref. I'm telling you, you don't understand.
No,
Like
I don't
this,
think so.
this.
Hey, Arsenal fans, nobody complains about ref more than Arsenal fans. So I don't think Arsenal
Ah,
fans will agree with you on that one.
I'm just telling you, like Arsenal as a club knows that they will be on that like massive sledgehammer. Like it will be massive
Well,
if
if
they
they,
pull up.
they don't win the league, they have to leave the planet, man. If Arsenal don't win the
No,
league,
if it just happens, it will be a long shutdown for Arsenal. Like mentality is going to get like the mentality of the players will be really, really messed up, especially the ones that have tried it the 4 times.
if they don't
Um,
win the league this season,
yeah.
after coming this far, they'll start losing players. Saliba is going to Real Madrid. Gabriel is leaving.
Of
Saka will
course.
stay. Saka will stay because he's Mr. Arsenal. He's like star boy and all that stuff. But Martinelli will probably cut. All these players, they just start leaving because nothing, like, it feels like nothing can grow there. I believe they'll win the league. I believe
That,
there's no way they need to make
that
this happen.
that's
But
why I'm saying that instead of Arsenal not to win, they'll buy ref. I'm telling you, that's why I'm saying that because the repercussion will be too much. I know what I'm saying. The repercussion of repeated near to success syndrome will,
it
it
feels
will
like
be too.
besides the Arsenal fans, yeah, the repercussion of Arsenal winning league to Arsenal fans is
Yeah.
gonna be way more than the excitement of them winning the league in terms of the intensity.
No, if they win the league, oh, you have never seen anybody
Oh yeah,
more.
that's true, man.
They'll
We'll have
they'll
to.
be they'll be bratty. They'll
If they win the
just
league, if they win the league,
uh
we might have to leave the planet because Arsenal
we might
fans.
have to leave because it will look like oh they just won something, bro. We have been winning this thing. Just relax.
You'll keep talking about that league for the next 15 years. We won the
They'll
league.
start telling you that all the
We
ones
won
that
the
you've
league for
won
14
is old. You know, start, we
We can't
won
let
the
them
last
have that.
one.
We can't let them
You
have
know,
that.
and if I want to say so, I want to say something. I made a comment. I wanted to add one of my friends on this, but I made a comment about when I told some of my friends who like to have soccer conversations with me that
Yeah.
Arne Slot is not all that. He wanted to argue with me. I started saying it from the season he came in. So by the time he won Premier League, it was like special and all that. I said, the version of the team that played for that league was club. This is the first season on the slot is playing with people that he said he bought to help the team. And today they had to win the game by almost an own goal. They are struggling right now, struggling badly because the style and the dream team of people like Isaac, everybody's like seems like they it seems like they fed them like salad beans or something because everyone is falling sick. PT is so bad where everyone is getting injured.
Yeah.
Squad depth is very shallow now too.
I just think
And
I agree with you. I don't think Slot is I don't think he's all that. I don't think he's a good coach. I think he's a decent coach. I don't think he's a good coach. Because he won the league, yeah. Listen, Claudio Ranieri won the league, right? He won the league. So let's not act like some fluke cannot happen where a manager wins the league. He won
Leicester
the league
came
with
from
the worst team.
championship and won the league. That's a good
100%.
coach.
So that's what I'm saying. So the fact that Slot wins the league doesn't automatically make him some genius coach. You understand?
He won the
Although
league playing
Ranieri was a
even
good coach.
club
Let me not
style.
use that. Let me not use that light to like reduce Ranieri. Ranieri was a good coach. He coached Chelsea, he coached Roma, coach Leicester. I mean, he's up there. He's a good coach. But Arne Slot, yeah, his interpretation of the game doesn't suit Premier League football. The way he tries to set his team up, they're always gonna get run through, man. They're gonna get run over because
I saw Liverpool play two attack with Salah and Gakpo one day. And I said Liverpool play for 4-2. I said
yeah,
even
yeah.
in video game.
Yes, they even tried the Ikitiki and Isak thing before Isak got injured. They tried that too, but it seems like he was just trying everything. But people, so some Liverpool fans believe that they should play a 4-4-2 diamond. I think that works, if you ask me. That's the formation that suits them the most right now. Although
If
without
if
Isak,
if they wanted to play that, oh, sorry to cut you short. If they wanted
yeah,
to play that, I don't have a problem. But the mindset of those attackers I've seen
mhm,
play is not that of 4-4-2. The mindset I've seen of the attackers playing is everybody wants to score a goal.
mm,
That 4-4-2 most times is during the time of Juve, that was a very, very raining kind of this where you have Trezeguet and then you now have Trezeguet and Ronaldo de Lima
yeah,
just pair up like that. One person would run and square play and then the other person would tap in. That's what
yeah,
4-4-2 was. One person would
mhm.
pass it to this other person.
Like a partnership,
Just a part.
like
Good.
Dwight York and Cole, Andy Cole.
Good. So now everybody is if you even give Salah self, you look for a way to do R2.
Mhm.
So
You're not playing
no,
anymore. You're playing for the
no,
numbers.
nobody's doing. No, who is going to give anybody you're giving the ball is looking for a goal.
Of course.
So that 4-4-2 is you're just sending two people out there to still find solo opportunities. If it was the time when Firmino knows how to feed people,
Yeah.
that would have been fine.
I
I would
think
say
I think you can argue that the reason the 4-4-2 system has failed in modern day football is because the 4-4-2 system is not being coached anymore. So
yeah.
we are so used to not coaching the striker. The striker is like a position that is not coached with the team nowadays. It's coached individually. So the striker is coached individually because a lot of teams have been playing with one striker up front for such a long time that when you coach the striker, it just feels like you're coaching him on where to be positionally to get the ball in positions where he can score. While back then, during the 4-4-2 system, because it was all about partnership everywhere around the pitch, in a
Yeah.
4-4-2, you get to like coach the striker partnership also. You coach both strikers together and connect them with the midfield. So it's like they have their own functionality working.
Yeah.
They have their own system in between them, just like the midfielders have theirs. The winger and the fullbacks have their relationship.
Yes, they have the way they do their movements too. Like
100%.
you would see, it's like almost every goal is one person will just pass it like.
Yep. One will drop deep, the other person will run off him.
Exactly. It's just they're like like a 1-2 touch. Like a 1-2 touch.
Like
That
to effectively one of the best things about the 4-4-2, best thing about 4-4-2 is the easiest formation to beat the offside trap with. Because there are two players centrally all the time.
Yeah,
So
yes.
the defensive line, like the
It's
center back,
confused.
they are always looking across two players. They don't have to look only on one side. They have to look at both sides. So now when one player drops deep, right, that line sometimes can tend to look like they're following that player. Or if one player is high, the line can drop back. So that confusion between the defenders, of when to stay and when to go because of the two center back forwarders that are central.
Yeah.
That is what helps the 4-4-2 to beat the offside press,
Yeah.
trap a lot.
Yeah, and also it gives them the confidence knowing that there's somebody around the corner they can always pass the ball to.
100%.
You're not solo.
Somebody. It's not
Yes,
just you.
you're not solo. It's not like you're trying to. So
And he always occupies the help defenders also. So if you play the ball into one of your strikers, the fact that the second striker is there in a 4-4-2, it means that the other center back that can come on and help is not going to be able to come on and help.
No, yeah, he's being careful because if I come up, what of this that?
So the 4-4-2, like I like striker partnerships. I don't know why it has gone away. I really like it. I want Man United to start playing that again because we always used to play that. We always used to play 3-3 or striker partnerships. So that's what I need.
Before you just see people before they just inside of your 18, they just square play, but this one just tap it, square plays.
100%.
Very simple tapping goals. They will just be given to you like simple tapping goals. Now it has to be like one person. So those 4-4-2 now it's going to be difficult for them to actually deploy it 100%. It's more like because this is what this guy used to carry Premier League. That's what I told him. I said this guy just used all of Klopp. Now, all Klopp does is if he's being frustrated in a game and he's looking for goals, all he has to do is, hey, where are my strikers? Anybody who has the ability to score, he's flooding the whole game. Klopp has literally played with like 6-7 striker-minded players before. And taking off even down to DMF, even defenders.
Yeah.
He has done it before and it works for him. And that's exactly the same thing this guy did last season. Now that he bought his own players, or some players to infuse to say he wanted to fine tune.
Yeah.
He's having the drag with it. It's trying different things. You can tell that he's confused. He's just trying to make it look good. But he's confused. The whole charade of like how the team should be put together is really confusing to him. I don't know how long he would stay. My friend who's a Liverpool fan say Liverpool will keep him because they don't want to pay the fee for cutting his contract short, of which is very possible because Liverpool is cheap like that, even down to their stadium. Sorry.
I think if he doesn't get Champions League football, it's gone. Liverpool will endure to the end of the season.
They wouldn't want to be that
won't sack him because they probably won't sack him now because there's not a lot of games left and they still have a chance to make Champions League football. But if it gets to the point at the end of the season where if the season finishes and Slots doesn't make Champions League football, he doesn't get them in the Champions League. I don't think Liverpool fans will allow FSG to to like keep him for one more season because that is such a flop. That is such a flop after winning the league and then crashing out and not even being in Champions League football. That is an excuse to sack him. That is sackable. Nobody's gonna blame FSG. Nobody's gonna say anything bad about FSG.
We're here for all that.
Like if they sack him,
let's watch. I don't see them sacking because I'm sure that those people don't want to pay Jack.
I think they sack him, bro. I think they sack him. Because they haven't sacked a lot of managers, so it's like if they sack him, why not? They can sack him. They have a lot of money. They just paid how much did they pay for Florian Wirtz? $104 million. So they paid the same for Isak. They paid the same for.
They were going for one coach.
Ekitike, see how much they paid for Ekitike. There's no way they don't have money to pay.
No, they were going for which coach were they going for? That was probably maybe 20 million or so. And then Slot showed up in the radar and it was half the price or something like that.
I know Amorim was in the running for the Liverpool job.
Yeah, it's that someone told them one price like that. Well, Slot came with a lower price.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Liverpool, they're in trouble. They're in trouble because their best players are old, out of form. The new players are not adapting. The Mo Salah that produces numbers consistently, he's not doing that anymore. Ekitike looks like the only player that's playing this season. Their midfield, McAllister and Gravenberch, are just shells of themselves. So both sides that they've been castigating, the fans have been chastising for years on years.
He's saving them now.
All of a sudden, he's not their best player. He's not their savior. Think about their defense. Van Dijk is old. I don't care what anybody tells me. Van Dijk is not one of the best center-backs in the league anymore. Konate has a mistake in him every game. Every game, Konate has a mistake in him. Frimpong, terrible defensively. He cannot defend in the Premier League. Kerkez he has serious imposter syndrome. He feels like he doesn't belong where he is. He's rushing everything. It looks like everybody's watching him. Whenever he has the ball, he just has this feeling that the whole world is watching him and waiting for him to make a mistake. The whole thing is just not working, man. It's not working. And then Slot has no clue how to fix it. He comes out every interview, every press conference, and he talks nonsense. Absolute nonsense. One quote after the other. You think Amorim was talking rubbish here? Go listen to an Slot's press conference. Liverpool fans are dying, man. They are dying. They are going through it.
One of my last video was from a Liverpool fan.
They are going through it, man. They are going through it.
One of the last videos from my Instagram was from a Liverpool fan. You don't want to even listen to it because oh boy was crashing out 100%. He was out of it because it was like, this man they duped us with this man because the whole style of play and the doggedness of what we knew Liverpool for, everybody.
Is gone. Football comes in cycle.
Oh yeah.
The cycle is gone.
And that time when you're like,
when I was younger, Liverpool was struggling, man. So they shouldn't complain. They've had their cycle. When I was younger, they were struggling.
Even when they had better players. I mean, they had people like Watts. Liverpool had this
Gerrard, Derek Kite, Sami Hyypiä, that generation of Liverpool. That wasn't a good team, man. When they won the Champions League, they didn't win the league. I think they finished like 4th or 7th or something. When they
were never. Liverpool was that team that would let you do whatever to them in the Prem.
True.
When they catch you
in the Champions League. Different story.
If Liverpool catches in the Champions League, that was a different Liverpool that you were playing.
Yeah, 100%.
It was a different outfit of Liverpool that you were playing. You saw them on. It's more like, Prem, we don't have anything we're chasing now, so let's just chill. No worries, save your strength. On Tuesday, we go to war.
See you in the Champions League.
On Tuesday, we go to. Yeah, the Liverpool you meet that time. You called everybody. You didn't call Anerise.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
John Anerise, the strongest shot in Premier League history. That guy had rockets in his boots. Even Daniel Agger also was there. I don't think Agger got that early. I don't think Agger was on that team.
Bro, I don't know who can shoot like that, but Anerise.
John Anerise was on steroids, man.
John Anorise, you know him, John Anorise. Anorise was just different. So Liverpool had, to me, they had, although maybe not had players that was giving them too much numbers, but they had Baros.
Yeah, Milan Barros was there.
Mhm. Yeah, Baros.
Barros was there. Yeah, Barros was. I mean, he wasn't that much
They
of
had
a striker like
Babel.
that.
They had
Ryan
Babel.
Babel was
They're
there.
super
Babel was
sub.
there. Babel
Ryan
was there.
Babel. They're super
Yeah,
sub.
Babel was there. That's true.
Yeah, I've been a long time coming watching this game, man.
And then after that, after that, they went into the ages of the Aquilanis of the world. That's what. And then it was the Ricky Lamberts and the Adam Lallanas. That's when Liverpool started dying. Nathaniel Klein. Liverpool started facing their dark ages when they started seeing all these kind of players cut through. They started
Scared
having
them.
defenders they couldn't rely upon. Their midfield was trash. Steven Gerrard was still there
Uh,
dragging that team through the mud, man. Bless
oh
your
my
heart.
god, they had Scared.
Scaretel, man. Scaretel. Mistake waiting to happen. Martin Scaretel. Mistake waiting to happen. Liverpool was going through it. Everybody was going to Anfield and getting results. And that's why football is in cycles. Football is in cycles. And the thing about Arsenal is that they're in their cycle now. So they have to win. They haven't won. Liverpool got only 2 Premier Leagues during their cycle. You understand? Because Man City was there. Man City's cycle. So it looks like Liverpool's cycle is ending there. Chelsea, I can't say your cycle is beginning because I don't trust your
No, no,
recruitment.
no, no, no.
Your recruitment has
Because
been so subpar. I think
because
Manchester United is getting into their cycle. Not
it's
this season,
getting
maybe, because they haven't shown the consistency enough for me to prove that. But Manchester United are getting into their cycle because of, think about it here, the age of the players that they have in the positions that they have them. If you think about Kobe Mainoo, he's still young, right? But he already has enough Premier League experience to establish himself. Then you think about the purchases, right? Matheus Cunha, Brian Mbeumo. These are players that are just getting into their prime. You think about Amad Diallo, he's getting into his prime. Forward Benjamin Sesko is 22 years old, he's getting into his prime. In the defense, you have the likes of Lenny Yoro getting into his prime. Delict is in his prime. Um, Dalo is in his prime.
y'all should
Masraoui
watch
is
the
in his
league.
prime.
That boy is a time bomb.
Patrick Dogu, fantastic signing, is getting into his prime.
Yeah, that's a fantastic signing.
So like these are Lament, young goalkeeper, very good goalkeeper. He has a lot to learn, but like it looks like Manchester United are in a position where they can launch themselves and have a run of 4 or 5 years where they're a very, very good team that can potentially even challenge for the Premier League title. Liverpool is gone. They have to do a rebuild to get to that level. Arsenal are at that level right now, but they are not winning. Chelsea, the recruitment, a couple of buys, new defense, and maybe some additions to the attack, because Chelsea attack is, let's be honest, is rubbish. Chelsea attack is absolute nonsense. Joao Pedro and Cole Palmer are the only people in that attack that can be consistent. Esteval is a good footballer, but Esteval, you cannot count on Esteval to give you the consistency you need for Chelsea's attack to get to where it is. Not now. Maybe in 2 seasons you can expect that of Esteval. Right now, expecting that of him is unfair to him. Is unfair to the football club. Is unfair to football. You understand? So
I
that is the only issue with Chelsea.
I would say that for someone like Esteval, of course, he's a winger.
Yeah,
So I don't know how much should be said about like expecting stuff from a winger. That's for
true.
Esteval. And for however he plays his game,
Mm-hmm.
I'm dead ass sure that he's way better than Madueke.
Oh yeah, that's not a question.
Exactly. So of which he pairs the same wing with Neto. Neto is more consistent. Neto's had more experience. If I say I'll build a Chelsea team, I think what we need to have in our squad depth is center backs. Levi Colwill would have actually paired with Chaloba, and it would have been a very good force. I
Chaloba.
love, yeah, I'll give you reasons why. I love people who grew from, I like players who grew from the team and grew into the ranks. They play, they might not be super talent, but they play the game in a certain way. They don't play it as business, they play for the love of the team. Mm. Yeah, they don't play the game like the way James plays the game. Pretty extra passionate about like the team. They were not the kind of players that would just be like, "Mm, whatever, I can just get up and go." They have an extra sentiment.
Yeah.
for why they show up. And that's someone like Chaluba. Good. And because he grew up from the ranks, him himself and James from 6 year old. And whatever we're doing now, I think we need a change on the left. Ganacho should probably not see the light of day. He should be training with the youth. I'm so sorry because I don't know if one day is going to be on my podcast, but yeah. But for
Hey,
now,
bro.
I'm not going to lie to make him feel.
It's
Well,
terrible, man. It's terrible.
it's not a hate.
It's, it's not a joy to
It's
watch.
he's confused when he wants to perform, and he does. I don't think he has signed more than the amount of dribbles he has completed with Chelsea is less than how old he is. I don't think he has completed dribbles up to his age. If you want to complete it,
See, listen here. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell me. I
so,
sat down. I sat down for multiple seasons and I watched this guy and I watched people try to tell me that Garnacho is a good player. People try to convince me that Garnacho is the next great Man United player because he came from the academy. I'm seeing this, and whenever I watch this guy, I want to scratch my eyeballs because everything just looks bad. There's nothing as good as he can't short pass. Like he can't give a long pass. He can't dribble. He can't shoot. He can run, but he's not necessarily quick. He knows how to get in behind. He has pace, but he doesn't have the ability to beat players even with that pace. He has to be running in behind and catch you off guard. If he has the ball to at feet, if you play the Garnacho the ball as in ball to feet here and tell him to run at the player and beat the player, 9 times out of 10 he's not doing that. He's not completing the dribble. He's not going to be successful. He will run it out of bound. His ball control, let's not even talk about that. Absolutely zero. So this is a player that is not going to get better. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. You know why? Because he has a huge ego. And the more comfortable he gets at
oh
Chelsea,
yeah,
the,
yeah.
the more comfortable he gets at Chelsea, the more that ego is going to start to seep through the pores of his skin. Because that guy is going to be your Armageddon. If you know what is good for you, yeah, send that guy out of your team next transfer window. Because if he stays there, the kind of chaos is going to cause in the dressing room. If you think you're trying to build from chemistry, you can't do that with Garnacho in your dressing room.
So Chelsea as a team needs to get someone solid because a team gets a little bit serious when there is competition between healthy competition between you know people who are actually subs waiting for their time to shine and people who are starting 11
True.
because they know that, oh boy, any opportunity I get now, I'm gonna show you, like, they are ready, you know. So I want, if you ask me, I want CB or maybe one, two. I don't need too much players. Maybe one, two CB. But there must be like a spare left CB. This one, Levi has picked up ACL. ACL is, I don't know, it's almost like something that never heals. When it heals, they come, you go back to ACL again.
Oh,
Because yeah, it's once you tear that muscle, it's just the Achilles just crazy.
it's hard.
Exactly. It's hard for you to like be
Yeah,
comp-
I mean, ACL is a little bit easier than Achilles, in the sense that even if you tear your ACL, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a knee injury. Before it used to be like almost like a death sentence for your career. But now with science and everything, ACL is better. Like there are operations surgeries where they can do and put like artificial ligaments and stuff like that there. But the thing about Achilles tendon, yeah, is like once it goes, yeah, it goes, your athleticism goes with it. Like if you're an athletic player, a player that relies on athleticism, once your Achilles goes, your athleticism goes with it. That's why if you think about it, yeah, even it's not just in football, in basketball also,
Mm.
players that base their careers off athleticism, once they get ACL or Achilles, it's like Derrick Rose, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He was jumping like crazy. His game was so much based on his athleticism. He blew his ACL. Done. on was never the same player. So those are very important injuries in football that you need to watch out for. I think Fofana had one of those, right?
Yeah, I
But
mean,
he's
he's
still
just,
back. He's back good now. So that's like he's looking decent. He's not bad. Fofana is not bad.
bro. I don't
I
know,
don't
man.
mind
I'm
him.
not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'll be honest. I'm not really a fan of Fofana.
I'm not a fan of him either. But for your
But
defense is your worst department. But and he's
yeah,
one of the best in that department. And that's not
and
hard to do, but he is.
and I you know I've loved seeing Chelsea play. I mean, Chelsea I used to watch was don't let us score you one goal because that might just be the end of the game. We don't want to score you 2-0. We are not interested in 3-0, not even 6. Chelsea's too happy. I think the highest Chelsea can ever score is like 6 or 7. I don't know. Chelsea just wants to score you one goal. That's all.
Game over.
Whether it's parking the bus, whether it's tactically making sure that they make sure that you know, as long as the end goal is you're not seeing one goal. That one.
That's it for Chelsea.
So that defense is a very core part of
Mhm.
how the Chelsea culture goes. So missing Levi Colwell is a very strong, and this was at the point when he was now becoming a strong force. At the point when he was now becoming a strong force. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, when he was becoming a force for the team. Then it's also I would like someone from the left, at least if they're buying two CBs, someone who play the left. All right.
Yeah.
And then one playmaker, just one playmaker, whoever. And I'm not going to draw you one stupid kind of um what they call it now formation. One playmaker and one winger from the left, right footed play, and then one more attacker. Now, this is what I'll play usually, or if I want to play. I want to play a four. I want to play four. How they call it? 3-2-1.
4-3-2-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I play four at the back, I play a three midfielder.
Mm-hmm.
Two out of those three midfielders, that would be two would be DMFs that can also move. But inside of those three midfielders would be the first playmaker. The second playmaker is going to be a part of two.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the second playmaker might be a winger, but most of all, someone that knows how to hold rhythm up. But just imagine someone like a Hazard. So
Okay.
just imagine I'm playing a Hazard together with a Palmer. But now what I'm doing is if one is coming from a wing, the other one is bent on the midfield. And then when the attack is moving, the formation turns to a 3-2-4-1.
Mm.
So we're doing attack. So one of the defenders goes into the midfield
Yeah.
to hold it down with one DMF, and then the other playmaker goes forward and makes a wall of four straight line, making sure that the ball doesn't move from the four defenders from the other team down to the middle. Makes that four, and then what playmakers mostly do is they hold ball, they control ball, and they kind of have this good IQ with the ball, so they can orchestrate, they can understand movements,
Mm-hmm.
like Fabregas.
Yeah.
They can understand movements.
Yeah. See things
Do
before
one,
they happen.
yeah, do one cheeky loop like this. You just like, this boy don't throw it, but someone is running from the back,
100%.
waiting for the ball to drop. The ball just drops when the person gets there.
Boom.
Good. So when we have this kind of people, Jessica make the can move. I've seen Chelsea move like this. That I'm saying, but thing is that when they move like this, it's either the only playmaker is only Palmer, and they have like two defenders on him, so he's already overcrowded probably, so he has to come back. So it's like a lot of going forward and then meeting a pit stop and coming back. But if you
Yeah,
have two playmakers, you spread the ball. That is the reason why you guys play Bruno Fernandez and Cunha.
yeah, true. Bruno and Konya, they're like the X factors. So one of them is going to do something, and one of them is pass based, where Bruno passes Bruno's ability to open up the game is by passing, while Konya's ability is by carrying the ball. They are two players that complement each other very well, and they have that X factor. So in attack, we always have one or the other. And because of that, yeah, Man United are always going to be a difficult team to play against as long as we set up well. Once you have players like Bruno Fernandes and Mateus Cunha there, and you still have players like Brian Mbomo, fantastic finisher, just final action player. That is a good recipe. That's a recipe for growth. That is a recipe for building something. We can build on that.
So that's my own. Once I have another second, because I'm sure that if I want, if I would be so confident. Football is your defense. The strongest part of the defense is your offense. Once you start
Mhm.
scoring goals, you have less problems to think about. It's when
True.
you're not scoring goals that's when you're like, they're going to score me. So when you score goals, you have less to think about. Probably now you have to now be like, okay, we have to lock up the defense, pack balls, whatever you want to call it, whatever. Right. So, but once you can make all these movements and get before people get settled, like boom, boom,
Mhm.
boom, a goal has happened. By the time you score two, three goals, the other person has an assignment now.
But,
Why
but
you're
who
chilling?
who do you think is out there realistically, that you can sign?
Realistically, if I be honest, I would want to get a Mason Greenwood as a spare attacker. If I be honest, I'm not calling big names.
I mean, you're talking about the second creative player, right?
That second creative player would be Nico Williams.
Nico
Um,
Williams.
yes.
I think you rate that guy too highly. I don't rate him that. I mean, he's good, but he's not going to
Well,
be special. He's not going to be anything special in the Premier League.
okay. If you pardon me and I say okay, it's not going to be special, I'd say there was a time I was crazy about Mitoma.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
don't
I,
know why.
I I don't think his game will translate to a big team. It's different when you play for a small team or when you play for a big team. At a big team, like you're not playing against you're not the low block anymore. You're now playing against the low blocks. And he's a good dribbler. He's a good dribbler. Don't get me wrong, but
Mm.
he can be a squad option for Chelsea. He's not gonna come to Chelsea and revolutionize the club. Revolutionize the club. Yeah.
How many players do we even have that make movements like Hazard anymore, bro?
I mean, it's not, of course, it's not a lot of them in football, but there's some players that you can get, right. There's Nico Paz at Como. Nico Paz is a very good player, but I think he's going back to Real Madrid. He's a 10. I think he's an attacking midfielder, very solid player, young player, talented. Who else?
Guy,
There's not a lot of them that are
generation
that
is
players that are
boring. Man.
mavericks. Yeah, not a lot of players that are mavericks anymore.
No. Like this generation is boring, though, to be very honest. Before, if you want to look for this kind of thing in the market,
Easy. Yeah, everywhere. They
I'm
were
telling you,
everywhere.
I'm telling you,
We go to early, let's say like see early 2000s Premier League. You're having like Joe Cole, Kevin, like JJ Okocha. In Man United, we had Cristiano Ronaldo, we had Ryan Giggs, we had um, David Beckham. Like it was just players were just everywhere. Good, like solid technicians, technical players were everywhere in that era.
Jesus,
We didn't
players,
even search for them.
players that can change your game is just everywhere.
Now football has gone from technical ability being the most important to physical ability. It's all about pace and power. All the wingers right now are just flying wingers. There's this whole new thing about flying wingers. Just wingers that are just running up and down the byline, up and down.
Okay,
No more technical
that's why
ability.
they still pay nothing about the game.
Nani Madueke is not he's a sprinter, man. He's not that guy. I don't know. He's decent, but like he's not.
They should have just bought to say boat. I was say boat still plays soccer. You was a boat playing
I'm
as
saying
a
if Nani Madueke was Spanish, he wouldn't be a professional footballer. Because
so
you can't make it out of Spain as a professional footballer with that level of technique.
so we just if I think Man U has what it takes to really to really be something exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
if Chelsea should have, that's got depth in defense, just one or two. Any of all these things I'm calling now is just a total of like 4 players, and I don't need big names. I need hungry people. I don't need
People that
big
want to
names.
play for the club.
Yes, I don't need big names. I just need hungry people. That would just be my own setup.
Hey, see, there's a player in Everton that everybody's overlooking that I think can help any big team in
Who's,
the Premier League right now,
who's
man. His name is Eliman Njai. I think Njai is one of those
the
mavericks
guy?
in football. Njai is solid, man, and he's 26 years old and he's in his prime. He has Premier League experience. He's ready. He knows what he wants to do. He knows how he wants to play. You can play him as a 10. You can play him on the right. You can play him on the left in the attack. Very versatile player, both footed, can dribble like insane amount of dribbling, insane level of dribbling, technical
And
ability on point. His
he,
finishing can be worked on, but him in the front line, him in the front line improves Chelsea massively. So I want Man
you,
United to sign him because we need a left winger. I want
you
United
do
to sign
do you know that I called Semenyo's move from the very second game of the league this season? I was
that he
like,
was gonna go Man City.
no. I was like, Semenyo is not gonna be in this club again.
Oh, 100%. You can see like what
Cause
once you do too much, you're leaving.
exactly.
Just
Exactly.
like
Like,
Bomo, like you're not gonna score 20 goals for Brentford and you stay there.
bro, like
That's not
now
happening.
another person that will be on the radar. I don't know if Chelsea is going to go in for that. Is this Ego Thiago?
Yeah. He got Thiago is solid, man. I think that guy will score goals anywhere he goes. He will score goals anywhere he goes.
16 goals
It's
under
like that.
a team
It's
that
like that.
doesn't even really exist.
It's like that. It's like that. Like he will score goals anywhere he goes.
So
And man,
those are the
and
kind of people I want. Like, I don't need, and Jalpeno just needs somebody that will be helping him, or that he'll be
bro, Jao
helping,
Pedro
because
in a striker partnership with Igor Thiago will slap,
he
man. A front two
exactly.
of Jao Pedro and Igor Thiago, man, that's a serious striking
We
partnership.
just
If you're gonna play 4-4-2,
I just need I need boys that will just play ball for the enjoy, like just play something that you can sit back and
that's it.
you keep Garnacho first one side, keep, and then another superstar boy that I'm watching that is going to play very well is Achampong.
Uh,
So it's coming up really
he's a
good.
good upcoming player.
Yeah, it's coming up really good. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, you guys are in the good stead. Chelsea is coming up with whatever, and it's going to be interesting times in the rest of the season. I
For
can't
sure.
wait for game. I'll call this now. I'll say the games will end in like game 35. Premier League is going to end like 3 games before or 2 games before,
If that
and
happens,
if
then it
I
means Arsenal are definitely winning the league.
and yeah, and Arsenal might just win by between 1 to 4 points.
If it's 1 to 4 points, then you say game 36.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Game 36. Abi,
yeah,
out of
yeah, yeah,
38. Oh,
yeah.
sorry,
Eight, yeah,
I missed the month. I missed
yeah,
the month
okay,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, I know like it will be like three games. That's what I
But
want.
it's gonna be a lot of pressure. That's not. They're gonna have to play under pressure, and they haven't showed that they can do that. If they are going to win the game in the last 2 games of the season, they have to play under pressure. They haven't shown
Read
us that
my
they can do that.
read my lips. Instead of Arsenal to whatever pressure or what they will bribe coach, they will bribe ref. It's like
That's a skill. That's a skill. Anyway,
ref
so
ref will be bought in EPL in front of all of you.
that's
Well,
true.
that's just my own take. But
Yeah, yeah,
it's been a nice time, man.
yeah.
And thank you for
All
the
right.
opportunity.
For sure, man. No problem, man. We're gonna be doing more shows and happy to
Yeah,
have you. I don't know if you have your YouTube channel. If you have YouTube already, I'll plug your channel in the description. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
At
Shoot me the link and I'll put
At
it.
Soccer Villa, yeah, at Soccer Villa one. I'll shoot you a link.
Mhm.
On TikTok, of my TikTok too, and
Yeah.
Instagram and all that stuff.
All right, bro. No
So you
problem, man.
guys, you guys are doing great work, man. I'll be ready for like next week. See you guys
For
wherever,
sure,
man.
man. Thanks. Thanks for coming on the show. All right.
Yeah, man. Cheers. Bye
Yeah.
bye.
Bye.